Well, welcome back to my Lemmings United level solving commentary. And today we are going to finish up the war rank. And we are going to start off with War 31, Tower of Darkness. Okay, this one I thought was a pretty easy level. There wasn't anything too difficult about this one. Um, and I certainly love the trickster needed here. Not really like fancy tricks or anything, but at least with some of the skills that need to be placed here in order to make the solution work. Alrighty, so we start down here, but the exit is all the way up here. Alrighty, so in this area, the lemmings are contained. They're not in any danger. So with the first lemming that walks to the right, I go ahead and stack. One lemming will slip by. He'll become the climber. Oops. I think I accidentally pressed the reset button. Or the reset key, I should say. Okay, so he becomes the climber, and he'll proceed to platform across this gap. And I think you can figure out what's going to be happening here. In order for the crowd to get up, we need to mine them out. Alrighty, and then here we build to get up here. Okay, and then with the first lemming that reaches this wall, I bash to the right. Okay, and then I cancel him mid-stroke so that there's a step up and the terrain is left intact. And then before they can fall off, I go ahead and stack so that they'll just turn around. And he also gets a climber. And then I assign another climber not too far behind from him. Okay, and then I bomb the first climber so that the second climber has a hole in which he can hoist himself onto. And then he'll proceed to bash to the left. I send out another climber from the crowd, and yet another climber from the crowd. Oh, actually, hang on. I think there was something before it. Oh, yes. I assign a walker to the climber so that he doesn't fall down and die. And then I send another climber. So we need to get into this area here, and so I do the same thing. Bomb the first climber so that the second climber has land to hoist on, and then bash to the left. And then for this basher, I'm going to cancel him mid-stroke as well, so that they have a step up, or he has a step up, and the terrain is left intact, so that they can go up here later into the exit area. Alrighty. And then I wait for this lemming to turn around. And then, with some stackers that I have available, I go ahead and stack here. And then I wait for him to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and put another stack next to the first one. And then one more time. So these stacks that are all next to each other, these will help this miner up here to go through all this so that he continues to mine down to the crowd. Yeah, because we need to be able to mine them out. Okay, and they're placed in such a way so that he keeps on going and he doesn't get interrupted. Okay, and then here I turn the other climber around with a walker. I have a suspicion that it's probably possible to do it without needing to assign him a walker, depending on how far he is from the stack before, after the miner arrives. But here I had to give him a walker so that he doesn't walk out here. Well, technically, I would still have to give him a walker anyway, yeah, even if he does manage to slip by, because then he'll climb the stack and then fall down and die. So here, platform across this gap that the miner made. Okay, this climber I had to turn around with a walker after he's done mining. And then we proceed to forge the path to the exit. So here we need a platformer. Okay, and then platform across the water gap here. Okay, and then you will notice that we only have one basher, but there are two walls here. So this is what we need to do. We need to stack. I cancel him with a walker. The other climber will proceed to go to the exit. And then with the raised area to stack, I go ahead and platform. This will be used for the ceiling check for the basher, so that he keeps on going. And this is how we are able to get through both walls with just one basher. So I would have to say, yeah, this is another one of my favorite levels as well. There's definitely nothing too fiddly in here, and it's certainly not very difficult at all. So very nice level here. And then Ward 32, Eternally Revolving. This one went through several versions before it was finally deemed acceptable. And this is certainly a very nice level, especially now that it's like fully patched up and backward proof. Alrighty, so we are faced with a 99 release rate here. So the first thing I do is I block with the second lemming. And then, this is a crucial difference here. With blockers, you can, most of the time to remove them, you either bomb them or stone them. Here, now that the blocker has been made a stoner, this allows you to either land on them later on from above, or you can just simply bash it, now that it's terrain that you can destroy. Whereas when it was a blocker, yeah, the lemming was still physical. You can destroy him in any way with a destructive skill. So that's the crucial key difference between a blocker and a stoner. Stoners you can destroy with skills, but with a blocker, you either have to remove him with a bomber or stoner, or remove the terrain under his feet so that you can release it. So with the first lemming that went ahead, platform across. And then with this gap, also platform across. He doesn't quite finish the entire gap, but he will still be able to get across safely without dying to the spikes. And then he also gets a climber. Okay, and then he'll use the structure up here to get up here. And we're going to platform across, oh no, build across, sorry. So that he is able to land on top of the stoner. And remember what I said about that earlier. When he was a blocker, we cannot land on top of him in order to build. But before I do that, I go ahead and have him go to the bottom again to the left, because there is another spikes pit that we need to platform across. Okay, and then once again he's going to make a trip back here again and use the structure to get up. Okay, and then we build so that we can get up here. And this is where the level title Eternally Revolving comes in. Basically, without building this builder, he's basically going to keep coming around to the bottom and then keep coming back to the right and keep going up again. So that's why it's called Eternally Revolving, if we don't do anything about it. So once I realized the solution here, then that's where I realized that the title is very appropriate here. Okay, this is probably the trickiest part of the level, but it's not a whole lot harder. Okay, so here we platform across to the one-way wall. And then he's going to climb and use the structure up here to get up here, but he's going to turn around. I'm struggling to remember what my solution was here. Okay, so I had to wait for him to walk back to the left, and then I build. Okay, and basically this builder wall is going to be, the builder wall, the builder staircase will be used so that the miner can continue to the one-way wall. Okay, and he'll also proceed to mine through it as well. Okay, and he's able to do it so that he does not destroy the platformer bridge. Okay, and then all that's left to do is to bash through the stoner. And again, that's where the key difference between the blocker and the stoner come in. With the blocker, you cannot bash and destroy the terrain. Because again, the blocker is not solid terrain. Okay, instead, he is physical material. Yeah, being the lemming himself. While a stoner creates terrain in which you can use skills to destroy. Alrighty, next one, War 33, the Spirit of Competition. Okay, this is a rather somewhat large level in that it can be quite intimidating. And for the skill set, it appears that you have a lot of builders, but you really don't. You cannot afford to waste them at all. Alrighty, so with the first lemming that goes to the left, I make him a climber here. So the whole gist of this level is creating a path so that you make one long miner tunnel. So we go ahead and build to the left, and then build again. Okay, and then when he's about here, I bomb him. If I remember correctly, this one was a pretty precise assignment. And then same thing here, I bomb him while he's climbing up the wall before he falls back down. Okay, and then here I start building to the right. Okay, and I also make him a climber. And then I bomb him to make this hole so that we can get up the low. And with the bomber hole created, we go ahead and build up to the left. And then again, so that's 2 builders used. And then I assign a climber. And then we're going to build up to this platform here. And then, okay, and I made someone a climber. Oh, this lemming right here. That's going to the left. Okay, and then when the climber from here comes back and gets up here, I start building up to the left. And then I'm essentially going to be completing this bridge through this bomber hole that has been made. Or rather, bomber holes, since I bombed 2 lemmings here. Okay, and then after this lemming has fallen for a bit, I make him a glider so that he gets up here. Okay, and at this time, I start this really long miner tunnel. But this builder will finish the bridges in time, before the miner gets there. Okay, so now that's done, so proceed to time skip all of this. And then the climber that finished the bridges here, he will get up here and build the bridges to the exit here. And you also notice there's another exit here as well. So this can certainly be adaptable to use the other exit as well. Although with the bridges going the other way, of course. Okay, and then I proceed to build the crowd out with my final builder. Okay, and 1 builder bridge is enough. Okay, and that's it. So in the end, I happen to have 2 climbers and 3 gliders left over. And again, I'm pretty sure those are used to like maybe speed up the solution a bit or something. Alrighty, War 34, off-world. Okay, this happened to be somewhat of a stumping point, but that's because I was going about the solution incorrectly. Especially the starting part, area. But I think here the solution is quite clever. It's a very, very good level. So with the first lemming that comes out of this entrance, I platform across. Okay, with the lemming that slips by, I make him a floater. Okay, and this is the crucial thing here. Okay, we only start part of the platformer going to the right. We do not complete it all the way. So here I let the platformer fall down, and then with the lemming that's right behind the platform, I block with him. So this is used to hold back the rest of the crowd up here. Okay, so the platformer also gets a floater, and both of these floaters become climbers as well. Okay, platform across. Okay, and then proceed to build to this wall here. Okay, he's going to climb up this wall. Okay, and then this other climber is going to go ahead and fall down here. And he's a floater, so he'll be able to survive. Okay, but even though, and the trick here is that, even though this the builder staircase is going to the left, he is still able to mine through all the way down to the second set of square blocks as well. Okay, so pretty neat trick here. Yeah, and that it can also work this way as well. Of course, it usually only works if with the foot of the builder staircase. Anywhere else it would not work. So, and hence that's the reason why it was set up this way, so that the miner is able to continue through with a well-placed builder. Okay, so here, platform across. He'll climb back up, and we need to platform in such a way that he does not turn around, because we still need to complete this platform bridge from the other side. Okay, and that's the reason why we did not finish the platformer bridge at first. So we'll proceed to do that with the remaining platformers we have. And then whereas for this other climber, he's going to go ahead and bash to the exit. Okay, and then before the platformer is able to bounce off the blocker and turn around, we mine with the lemming to free the blocker. And then both of them will fall down, but we give them floaters. And that's it. So basically, we need to mine with a lemming that's far away from the others. Okay, so that the no one else will fall besides these two. Okay, because we only have 2 floaters left. And it has to be given to the blocker and the miner that frees him. Okay, and that's it. And then they'll just simply use this part to get down low, and then simply use this structure to get up and walk to the exit. So very, very nice level here. I definitely like this once I was able to figure out the solution. But before I figured out that the platformer bridge had to be completed from the other side, it was a stomping point. Alrighty, Ward 35. Rising like an endless crescendo. Okay. And here we are under a time limit of 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Originally, this level did not have a time limit, but because another forum member decided to also do the waiting game, just like I did, Icho decided to end that madness by adding in a time limit. Because the intended solution does not require long waiting periods at all.
Let's go.
And I believe in my original solution, it ended up taking over 15 minutes, I believe. So more than the time limit that was ultimately put into the level. Oh, and you will notice that this is a pretty tall level, and there are plenty of pickup skills scattered all over the level. So this gives the impression that the level is difficult, but it's really not. It pretty much almost solves itself as you go along in the level, due to the pickups that you collect along the way. Okay, so with the third lemming, I go ahead and bash to the right. And then with the second lemming that gets up here, I turn around with a walker. One of them still proceeds to the right here. Okay, and then after bashing through, we collect this miner pickup. Okay, I mine to avoid the fire torch trap. And then here, platform across. Okay, and then after he turns around back to the left, I go ahead and platform across. But at the point where he doesn't have to lay mini bricks before anyone else slips by. Because if anyone slips by, then they'll fall into this lava here. Okay, so he finishes just in time before anyone is able to fall past. Okay, and this is just enough to avoid the fire torch trap. So you see here, yeah, the trigger area is down here. And since there is land right above the trigger area, none of them will get fried by it. Okay, and then once he goes back to the right and up here, we start platforming to get to this platform over here. Okay, so we'll proceed to pick up the stacker pickup. Oh, and also, because this comes long after Icho has accepted my solutions, this will be the first time that Icho will see my solution for this load. At least the new version, under the time limit. And I kind of have a feeling that he will be commenting on this level anyway. Even though I've had a mini discussion of it in the Fell Pack topic in the forums. Okay, and then close to the last lemming in the crowd, I go ahead and stack in such a way so that everyone slips by except for one. So two of them will be using the stack to climb up. Okay, second climber behind the first one will bash here. First one will proceed to get the stacker pickup, the miner, and the platform pickups as well. Okay, and then after bashing, he'll use this wall to get up. Okay, and then I go ahead and mine. And then here, we're going to place the stacker here, so that the miner can use this to get to the other side, and also mine the crowd out. And then after stacking, the climber will climb up this wall and get to here. Okay, and then he'll proceed to platform across this gap, and he'll finish in time before the others arrive. Okay, just barely, but he does finish. And then we just picked up another platform pickup. Okay, and then with the second climber, I proceed to bash to the left. Okay, the rest will take this detour up here and collect more pickups, these two digger pickups here. And then with the climber, I go ahead and platform to the left. Everyone will fall down before this becomes a problem and spots. Okay, the climber will proceed to pick up the walker and the stacker pickups. Okay, and then I go ahead and stack here so that he can use this part of the wall to climb up. And then he'll proceed to pick up the stacker pickup. Everyone else will keep going in this endless loop here. Okay, and then I go ahead and dig down so that the other climber can use the stack and this pixel wall that's left to climb up. Okay, so these two climbers will be the only ones who can proceed further in the level for the time being. Okay, and then with this tiny gap, I go ahead and plug it up with a stacker. Okay, so at this time, we only have a walker and a digger left. Okay, and then here I proceed to dig down. Okay, and then the digger breaks through in such a way so that the other climber will be able to keep using these corridors to turn around. Okay, it's because he broke through just in time for the climber to go over here. Okay, he'll zigzag and pick up these builder pickups. Okay. And then at this time, I go ahead and build up to the left with the first line that gets here. Okay, the others will keep going around this endless loop until this bridge is complete. Okay, the climbers will use this part to climb up again. Okay, and this is the and then they'll proceed to pick up the platform pickup, which is the final pickup of the load that needs to be collected. Okay, and then here, last thing to do is to platform across this gap, go turn around, and then with the final 2 builders, we go ahead and build to make a landing platform for the crowd. Because right now they're going to be climbing up this structure all the way to up here. So this is where they will land on this platform with the 2 builders that we have left. And I think from what it looks like, this is pretty precise. Yeah, because right here, this is almost splat height. And so for that reason, these final 2 builder placements are pretty precise. Especially since we need to place them in such a way that the crowd survives and the second bridge is still able to reach over here. Though, I guess technically, I could have just used the walker to turn him around as well. Yeah, even if he doesn't quite reach to over here. Okay, and that's it. So here I managed to finish with almost 3 minutes. Almost 3 full minutes. Okay, Ward 36, Rise Overrun. So, and we are also under a time limit, and here it is 2 minutes. Rise Overrun, that's pretty much a fancy way to, we call the mathematical definition of slope. So, because it is indeed defined as Rise Overrun. Or more specifically, the change in the y coordinates subtracted from one another over the change in the x coordinates. Anyway, let's get into the level itself. This one was a major stumping point for me. Okay, so after the first major roadblock of War 6, yeah, War 36 was another one. Well, also, War 26 was also one for me as well. And then this happens to be another one as well, late into the rank. Alrighty, so this is somewhat of a tall level as well, and both entrances start at the very top, and we need to work our way down safely, because the exit is on the ground level there. Alrighty. So, with the first enemy that comes out of the right entrance, I give him a walker. Then near the ground, I assign him a floater. He'll proceed to platform across. Okay, and then this lemming that doesn't get landed on the platform bridge, he is assigned a swimmer. Okay, and then next lemming that gets to here, I platform across. Okay, and then this lemming will be given a floater. What did I do in the meantime? Oh yes, I continue the platform bridge with another one. Okay, he gets a floater. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of quick skill assignments here. Okay, yeah, and he's a swimmer, so he'll just swim across without drowning. Okay. Okay, so I block here. And then I make this lemming a swimmer. Okay. And then I bash through here. What else did I do? Oh, and then I assigned this lemming a walker to turn around. I guess I used some timing elements here. Okay, and then I bash here. And then, was he already a floater before? Yeah, I guess I gave him a floater much earlier. Okay, so I bash here. And then the lemming that turns around in the basher tunnel, I give him a floater. That's the last of our floaters. Okay, and then first time it gets to here, I block to turn the others around. And then first time it gets here, I platform across. Oh, and I also maxed out the release rate at some point as well. Oh, okay, this is where I max out the release rate. So just before assigning that walker skill to this lemming here. Okay. So let them get up to speed here. So platform across. And then here, once the basher is broken through, I also make him platform. Okay, and then I release this blocker with a walker after everyone turns around to the left. Is there something else here? Oh yes, and then I also release this blocker as well, once everyone has turned to the left. Okay, and then I give a swimmer to someone. Not that one though. Yeah, someone becomes a swimmer here. Oh, the blocker I just released. Okay. And then someone else also becomes a swimmer. Oh, this one. This blocker that I also released. So both blockers become a swimmer. In summary. Alrighty, so these swimmers are safe. They just fall down into this water pool here. Okay, and so that's the reason why we do not platform across here. Otherwise, they had nothing to break their fall. Okay, bash across so that the lemmings cannot step out to the left and die to the deadly sides. And then I cancel him with a walker. Okay, and then I bash. Because I believe this is splat height. Yes, this is splat height, so we need to bash. Okay, and then yes, here I platform across, and then the other swimmer should fall into the water before he is able to land on the platform and splat. Okay, and that's it. So very, very difficult level here, and it was a stumping point for me for a couple of days before I was finally able to figure it out. And we finished with about 7 seconds to spare. Alrighty, War 37 on the other hand, and Artist's Life is much easier. It was a lot easier for me. Yep, and almost forgot to load the replay here. Okay, so here, somewhat of a wide level, not very tall at all, and we have a climber pickup here and 2 glider pickups. Alrighty, so we start here with a pretty high release rate, close to the max actually. Okay, so with the first lemming that walks to the left here, I build, and then just before he starts building, I believe. Yes, just before he gets here and starts building, I max out the release rate. Okay, and then with some lemming that lands on the bridge here, with the first one that lands on the bridge actually, I believe, or at least close to it. No, first one that lands on it. Yeah, I build up to the right. Okay, and then with the builder that was going to the left, I cancel him with a basher. Okay, and this is set up in such a way so that only one lemming goes up here. Okay, the builder will turn around. Okay, so this is the only tricky part of the level. Okay, and then we build up so that he can climb up this wall. Okay, so we go ahead and give him the climber that we just collected. And then of course, once you get this working, yeah, then the rest of the level is pretty easy. Okay, and then at this time we go ahead and mine out the crowd. Okay, he'll use the builder staircase to continue on through. Okay, and then once he's broken through, we give him a glider. One of the gliders that we collected. Okay, and then here, just before they get back up here, we bash. So in the meantime, the crowd's going to take this long detour, while this glider down here prepares the path. What did I do? Okay, so when one of the last lemmings is going to the right up here, I bash. he'll become our second glider worker. So we give him glider so that he can get through here. And then he should be able to land on here as well, due to the fact that he's a glider. And then same thing here. Okay, he's going to proceed to make this minor tunnel that the others will step up. Okay, this other glider, he'll platform across so that the crowd can land on it. And they'll land safely due to the updraft. Okay, so this is where we start mining. Okay, and then platform with our last one. And that's it. Okay, definitely a lot easier than the last one. Okay, and I also like this level as well. Ward 38, Imperial Basin. Okay, this one was a difficult one as well, particularly the starting area. Okay, but once you figure it out, then the rest is somewhat easy.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, and I gotta make sure, because I remember this one also had a couple of versions. I might have clicked the wrong one, so
Let's go.
I'll just make sure and select the more recent one. Okay, so after 2 lemmings, I go ahead and max out the release rate. Oh, and I just realized starting release rate is the same with the last one as well, last level as well. So again, after 2 lemmings, I go ahead and max out the release rate here. Okay, when the first lemming that gets to here, I build so that they are able to step up. Oh, actually no, so that only 1 lemming slips by, and then the others will turn around. Okay, and then we're close to the last lemming. I go ahead and build as well, in order to raise the wall a little higher, so that the crowd is effectively trapped in here. Okay, this builder that I just turned around, I give him a swimmer. Okay, this lemming over here will proceed to build a couple times. Oh, and yeah, this swimmer will also collect the floater pickup. Okay, so with the other worker lemming, I build just behind him. Okay, the one that just finishes will block. So this right here, it pretty much reminds me of Save Me from the original Lemmings, because you pretty much did a similar thing, in that you build out to the right and the block at the end, so that the next worker lemming can build the staircases to the left to get up the level. So a pretty nice draw back to Ludlow. Okay, and then he's a swimmer, so he'll be able to swim across without drowning. Okay, build over the master trap. And then bash here through the one-way walls. Okay, pretty long basher section here. And then here, just at the very edge, with the steel block here, we mine, so that he basically binds into the steel to turn around, but at the same time, he also creates a hole so that he can fall out to the left here. Okay, and then that's where the floater comes in. That's why we need to collect the floater pickup. Okay, and now that he's walking back to the left, he can free the crowd with one final miner. Okay, and that's it. So this miner hole right here, you will recall, was a similar trick that I think it was War 14. Yeah, something in the water, I think it was called. Okay, and then this right here, it's pretty similar to a tension low where you have to do the same thing. But except instead of making the builder from above to contain them, we built here to stop the lemmings from going out. And then we free them with a miner from above. So pretty similar to that tension level as well. And that uses a similar trick. Okay, and that's pretty much the thing about a lot of levels in this pack. Okay, a lot of the tricks that you learned in earlier levels will come back in some way or another in some much later levels in the pack. Alrighty, and then Ward 39, Hysteria. Okay, this has been patched up several times in the last couple of weeks, but luckily for me, these newer versions did not break my replay in any way, and so I can still use my replay from about 5 months ago. Okay, so after the first lemming, I go ahead and max out the release rate. And yeah, regarding the low level, and I thought this would be a major roadblock for me, but surprisingly, I was able to solve this in about 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, and then yeah, I put the release rate back to default with the last 4 lemmings. Okay, so with the first lemming that reaches here, with the last 4 lemmings, I bashed her. Okay, and then I assign him a glider. Okay, and then the next one a glider after he has fallen for a bit. Okay, and then with the next lemming up here, I go ahead and platform across. And then after one platformer bridge, I cancel him with Basher. Okay, and then I stone him, so that the next lemming can fall down on the stoner terrain, and then fall down here safely while splatting. Okay, and then he'll proceed to platform across. And then same thing here, platform across after he turns around. And then same thing here, after he has gone down a bit of the ramp. Okay, and then platform again. And then I did something else. Okay, and then I canceled this platformer early with a Basher. It seems like a waste of a Basher, but it is necessary. Okay, and the reason being is because we're going to use another platformer bridge here. Or at least I did, in my solution. And you can see why the maxing out the release rate at the start was necessary, to get these worker lemmings enough time to create these platforms. Okay, and we needed everyone to turn around, except for the last few. Okay, and then I go ahead and make these gliders down here climbers as well. Okay, and then I'll go platform again one last time. Okay, second lemming that reaches here will bash across, while the other one that turns around will platform across. Okay, and then he'll proceed to bash through here as well. Okay, and here is where I cut it pretty close. So once the platformer finishes, oh no, not him. So with the first lemming that non-glider and climber that gets to here, he'll stack so that he turns the others around. Okay, and then what was that he collected? He collected a stacker pickup, and then he platforms across to this area here. Okay, and he raised the stack just high enough so that everyone turns around instead of slipping by. And we can't afford that because we don't have any more climbers. Okay, and then what happened? Oh yes, and then with the first lemming in this long line in a row, I stack. Okay, several lemmings will step by. Doesn't really matter here. Okay, so this climber that's down here, he'll be able to use the stack in order to climb this wall to get up here, and then he'll proceed to climb up here. Okay, so at this time, yeah, just as he is gliding to the left here, I go ahead and bash out the stack. Okay, and this is a climber, he'll be able to get back up here. Okay, and then we collect these 6 stackers. 6 stackers? No, 6 platforms. Okay, and then he'll land down here, and he'll proceed to mine the crowd out. Okay, and these are 2 additional stackers in the form of pickups that we had just collected. Okay, and this is the trickiest part of the level. At least in my opinion it was. because it is extremely difficult to get up the low, considering that we only have platformers and stackers to do so. But we do have help in the aid of walkers and bashers. So we platform to the right. Okay, and then this is where it gets pretty tricky. So bash and quick cancel with a walker. Okay, so that we have this staircase that we can use to step up. And then using the newly created staircase, we platform to the left. Okay, and then same thing. Quick bash and then quick cancel with a walker to create yet another staircase to step up and get up here. And then platform across to the right here. Okay, and then one more platformer. Okay, the climbers will climb up here and then they'll be able to glide to get here. Okay, and then bash. Bash here as well. And then platform across. Okay, and then platform across again to connect with this wall. Okay, and he'll finish just in time before the other climber is able to slip through. Okay, and then what happened here? Okay, and then with one of the two stackers that we collected, I stack here. And then I proceed to stack on top of that stack. Okay, to close off that gap. Here. And then after a couple bricks, I mine to the left to make a hole in the stacker so that the lemmings can step up. Yeah, so this was a little finicky and fiddly. Okay, so we created that hole in the stack here so that they can step up on top of it and also be able to step up this wall here. Okay, and they also mined out the first stack as well so that they can climb, step up that as well. Step up that too. Okay, and then one final thing I do is that after everyone has stepped passed through, yeah, I mine out to the left. Okay, because if I had done it earlier, some will be walking out to the right and would die to the dragon trap here. Okay, and these two are gliders, so they'll be able to glide past the trigger area. The trigger area happens to be here, and they will land around here somewhere. And that's it. Okay, so after figuring out the beginning part, yeah, this part at the end where you have to get up the level, yeah, that was the hardest part of the level. At least for me it was. Okay, War 40, Floor of Fury. So here we have a time limit at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And I did ask why that particular time limit. Part of just the fact that they're all threes, I guess. Okay, this one was pretty easy as well. Especially since most of the skills can automatically be placed. Okay, so we have a 99 release rate here. First lemming, I make him a climber. And there's certainly some timing that needs to be done here. So at this time, after he has climbed for a bit, I release 2 more climbers from the crowd. Okay, and then with the last climber that gets up here, he would dig down this pillar. Yeah, and this is the one screener level, so you can't even scroll in any direction here. Okay, first time that gets up here, he'll dig down and leave a pixel wall to the left. And then next climber that gets up here, he'll dig in such a way that he digs out the remaining pixel wall. And then I also did something else. I send out another climber at this time. Okay, and then when the digger is about here, I build to stop him. And then after a few steps, I clone them. Then what I do? Oh yes, and then I cancel this digger with a blocker. And this is due to the fact that his center is pretty much digging on nothing. So he is able to be cancelled with digger, and then with a blocker, and then just fall down. Okay, without being able to be a blocker. Okay, and then this climber gets a floater. Okay, he'll proceed to build across this gap. And then at this time, I send out yet another climber. Okay, these climbers will proceed to walk to the exit here. Okay, first time he gets up here, he'll dig down. And then, of course, build to the one-way wall. Okay, and then after he's done building this bridge, he's going to go ahead and bash the one-way wall up here. Okay, and this is pretty much where the that's where the timing of the climbers come in. We release them in such a way so that as each pillar is being dug, they'll be low enough so that the crowd can get through without turning around. Because if it happens to be the case where somebody do turn around, when they turn back, they'll be trapped down here when this digger is through. So that's why we need to time the climbers in such a way that they don't turn around as they get through each pillar. Okay, and this, I would add, was pretty close. It was extremely close. Yeah, had I sent out the climber a few frames earlier, then they would have turned around. Some of them would have turned around. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and what happens here? Oh yes, I dig with this lemming. I dig with the basher mid-stroke. So I basically cancel him mid-stroke. And then with the last lemming in this crowd, I go ahead and dig down here as well, in order to create a climbable wall for these climbers that got down here, because otherwise they'll be stuck down here. Okay, and then who was it that? Yeah, this digger gets a climber. Okay. Okay, and that's it. Like I said, this level was a pretty easy one. At least for me it was. Especially since a lot of the skill placements are automatically placed. I would say the only tricky part would be here. Okay, and just realizing the canceling a digger with a blocker trick. But I've already known that trick for quite a while. I just happened to not spot it for some time. Alrighty, and then the final level of the war rank, and also the last level for this video, War 41, Loss of Humanity. So here we're also under a time limit, and here is 4 minutes. Okay, this rank finisher is definitely harder than the previous three, but this one still didn't take me as long. It didn't take me too long. As a matter of fact, I think it only took me about an hour or so. Okay, and this happens to be the final replay in my set of replays in my auto folder. Alrighty, so the only tricky part I would say here is the very beginning. Let's see, what did I do here? Okay. So the very last lemming, I make him a floater. Okay, one of them will use the teleporter here. Actually, I think a couple. So with the third lemming, I block him in front of the teleporter, so that he uses the teleporter. Where did they go? Oh, they appear right here. So that after the first lemming uses this, comes out of this receiver, the blocker will be able to use it. Okay, but she just did. Okay, and then only one other lemming will use the teleporter, which was the floater. Okay, and then the first one that appears here will be a glider. Someone else became. Okay, yes, and this glider became a floater. Oh, and yeah, we have three pre-placed lemmings in this level as well. Okay, and I believe, yeah, so they started here. Okay. Okay, so he becomes the climber, and we also have some pickup skills here as well. So, and let's see, we do have some lemmings that slip by. So 2 of them slip by the teleporter, and then 1 of them turned around due to the blocker that blocked in front of the teleporter here. Okay. So first one will slip by and he becomes a glider. Next one behind him will build. Okay, this lemming that's going to the left, he proceeds to pick up the 2 blocker pickups. Okay, so at this time the what was it? Builder pickup was collected, and then the lemming that gets down here will use this teleporter and appear up here. Oh, it's 2 lemmings. Okay. One of them's pretty much behind the other. Okay, so one of them will use the teleport, the other one will block in front of it. Okay, and this is the trick that was used in the Beast of Below tile set. Where we make a builder staircase and then we block, even though there is a small gap. Okay, so this lemming that just used the teleporter over here, he'll proceed to pick up these builder pickups. Let's see, where did this glider come from? Oh yes, yeah, this is from the teleporter right here. Okay, and then the lemming that floated down here, he went up here, and so he got to here, so he'll proceed to bash. Okay, and then this walker pickup was just collected. Okay, and then at that bashing through, he builds. Okay, and then this is pretty much where some timing was used. Okay, so at this time I go ahead and mine. Okay, this floor will proceed to the exit here. And yeah, this is not solid terrain. It is background. I guess it's just the way that the tile set is. Okay, so there's that trick again. So even though there's a pixel gap, yeah, due to the way that the blocker field works, yeah, you can see by these rectangles indicated, he's able to turn around the blocker and then go the other way to release the crowd. Okay, and then build up. Okay, and then I believe I wait for everyone to be collected up here. No, not quite. Okay. So with these cluttered up lemmings close to each other, I build up to the left here so that we can get up here. Okay, and then once everyone turns back to the right, I go ahead and release this blocker with a walker. Alrighty, and then I bash with the first lemming in such a way so that the other one will turn around on the blocker. And then he'll proceed to bash out the blocker. Okay, and he is a glider. So the one doing the bashing was the glider. And that's important because we don't want anyone else to go over here, otherwise they'll fall down and die. And only the glider can reach this pickup here. Alrighty. So these gliders will proceed to go down here and get to the exit. And then with lemming here, I go ahead and build in order to catch the lemming that bashes out the blocker and to catch both of them. Okay, and that's it. Okay, the rest of the build is just time skipping. And I managed to finish with 30 seconds to spare. Alrighty, so that finishes the entire war rank, which brings us to the final main rank, which is Genocide. And I will probably wait for a bit before recording the rank. So I hope you enjoyed the this video, the Lemmings United level solving commentary series, and I'll see you all whenever I start recording again for the series. So have a good day.